I hate the fact that Nintendo did not include this free with the Switch 2, and considering that PlayStation included the awesome Astro's Playroom for free with the PS5, this feels like a slap in the face by Nintendo. I also take issue with the fact that the Switch 2 unfortunately did not launch with many brand new games, with a couple of exceptions, and it really launched with mostly ports of some recent and older games. I mean, honestly, Yakuza 0 is an 8-year-old game that got ported to the Switch 2. So I only paid the $10 for the Welcome Tour because I just wanted something brand new to play that wasn't Mario Kart, and I am mostly disappointed. One of my biggest issues with Welcome Tour is that you can't play the entire game docked. You have to jump from dock to handheld to tabletop, depending on which minigame you play. And this would not be a big deal since there is a variety of minigames that you can play, but a majority of them do rely on mouse controls. And this is odd as we may not see a lot of games on Switch 2 that will utilize the mouse controls. And it feels like Welcome Tour was just created to include as much mouse control as possible just to get the player to experience it. And the mouse controls work, but the Joy-Con is fairly thin and it could cause issues with carpal tunnel sooner than later. In Welcome Tour, you will run around the different Nintendo Switch 2 peripherals like the Joy-Cons and the Nintendo Switch itself, and you will find hidden stamps that will explain a section of the console and give you the stamp for finding it. Now, finding all the stamps in each section will grant you access to the next section, and each section will also have the aforementioned mini games that you can play, and you can earn medals within these mini games based on your scores, which will unlock more mini games and higher difficulties of those mini games as you play and unlock more areas. Now again, there is a variety of mini games, but again, they are mostly using the mouse controls, and it can become quite annoying having to constantly use mouse controls when you want to try other control methods. Now you can also find these lost items throughout the Nintendo Switch 2 areas that you can explore, and you can return them, assuming you will get some kind of reward for returning all of them. But you can only hold one lost item at a time, and the desk to return them, from my knowledge at least, is all the way in the first section on the left Joy-Con. So instead of being able to carry as many lost items as possible and return a bunch of them at once, you have to run all the way back to the first section just to return them, and then go back to the next section to find the next one, rinse and repeat if you want to get all these lost items. Now there are also quizzes you can complete with each section, but I didn't bother to do any of them. There is a final quiz that you have to do after you find every stamp from every area, and the final quiz will consist of about 13 questions. Coincidentally, I did them on Friday the 13th, but it was insultingly easy. It would be hard for you to fail this quiz on purpose, honestly. And there is a button to access the map, which you would assume will tell you where the next section is or where you have to go next, but it doesn't. It really just shows you the stamps that you have found in that area, and you can zoom out to see a larger view of the area you're in, but you cannot pan around to move the map from one spot to the other. So they say there's a map in the game, there really isn't, and that's just misleading. Now there are some small positives here, as the sections that you do explore do look pretty great, especially when you're docked to a nice TV or monitor, and the various controls that you have to use, such as motion controls and mouse controls, they are very smooth and responsive, so you know what you're going to get with future games that use these controls for your Switch 2. Now aside from that, there is not much to write home about here. I mean, sure, it's only $10, and 1-2 Switch from the previous console was around $50 to $60, but Astro's Playroom was free and it was a much better tech demo than this. So do not waste your time or money on the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. It's not worth it, even for just $10. You're better off saving money and add $5 extra to buy maybe Fast Fusion on Switch 2, because I hear good things about that game and it's only $15 for that. But that's my video for the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Let me know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And final note is that the Super Mario level in this game that everyone loves to talk about is completely ass. It's just a tiny, hard to see section of the first Mario game of level 1-1, and you can't backtrack, you can't zoom in to see the level much more clearer. It's supposed to be a 4K level to show you the amount of pixels that you can see per screen, but they could have just redid that one level alone in 4K and give you a much better experience. But it sucks, don't bother. That's it.